Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana is moving up quite a bit, but not enough to indicate it has bottomed here. At the moment, we're exploring the idea that this is still a 1-2 setup here, where we had the wave 1 rally between December and January with a wave 2 pullback. Low could be in or one more low in the bullish scenario, both possible. Broke or came down into this larger support area, trend reversal area, and as communicated before, as long as the $12 level is holding and price doesn't break and sustain below it, the bullish scenario can still work out with a reasonable likelihood. In the bearish wave count, which would get into in control below $12, we would be looking at an ending diagonal as a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and one more low in a wave 5, below ideally the December low. That would be the bearish count, but will really only be proven as soon as price breaks and sustains below $12, because I like the way this rally looked as an impulse into January. Now, what is important is to understand that as long as $12 really holds, the overall bullish scenario is in play, and price can reverse out of this, well, support area to the upside at any time. However, be aware that we're moving here in a descending wedge, and those wedges often do break out to the upside. But until we have a breakout, obviously it is constrained by the lower and the upper boundary lines of the wedge. So that means a breakout above the wedge pattern would have bullish implications. And then if we take out the B wave high at 22.30, that would be even better for the bulls. Now, looking at the microstructure, Solana is currently moving slightly above the standard resistance. That can become an issue for trend continuation to the downside. However, it's not substantial enough to indicate that Solana has bottomed. But as I said in the previous videos, if anybody wants to go long, it's quite easy to do from here with a stop loss below the 10th of June low, because below that level we have clear invalidation for any possible bullish structure. However, obviously there is not yet the structure and the uptrend on the lower time frame that would support that idea. Okay, it's just too small. All we've seen so far is a lower high and a higher low, but you need a higher high as well and another higher low at least. So looking at this at the moment, we have still a possible ABC structure, because this is not impulsive. The move up is certainly not impulsive. If this was a third wave in an impulse, it would look different. However, and I need to make those lines yellow, it could be that what is moving up here is a leading diagonal. So in a leading diagonal, we have a rather corrective structure, but as soon as it develops 5 waves, we have a possible wave 1. So those 5 waves up that you can see there in a possible bullish wave count could be the first wave. Those 5 waves could be the first wave of a breakout pattern. And if we see a wave 1 to the upside, that means we need to see 5 waves, possibly as a leading diagonal, followed by a subsequent pullback in a wave 2, holding a higher low. That would be a possible breakout setup. If we get those 5 waves up and 3 waves down, holding a higher low, then we can say, okay, there is a decent likelihood that Solana is already turning around. Until then, if we only have 3 waves up, we just don't have the evidence that Solana has already bottomed, and another low is still reasonably likely. So the problem that arises on this chart is that it is not an impulse. This move up is not impulsive, so it moves in a corrective way, but again, it could be part of a diagonal. So either at some point here it should really break to the downside, and a break below the $14.15 level, I think I mentioned that level before, would be a confirmation that the 5th wave has started. Until we get that confirmation, it can easily create 5 waves. And if we then see a break out of the wedge pattern to the downside here, and again, it's not terribly well defined, but I just sketched out how it could, for example, work out, because diagonals typically move either in channels or wedges. If we see a break out of this wedge to the downside or this trend line to the downside, that would be a sign that wave 2 has started. Until then, we have a short-term uptrend, and it can obviously follow through a little higher. I would pay attention to that trend line, and if it breaks, then holding a higher low would be needed for the bulls to continue higher. That's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.